Imagination and faith are the secrets to manifestation. Neville Goddard said that. Today I'm going to share with you guys the 3 key components to an effective visualization practice, and when you incorporate them, you will manifest the health that you are desiring and that you're seeking. Hello my friend, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zach and I help guide spiritual seekers like yourself release their fears and deepen their connection to the spirit within, and to remind you that you are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and you are worthy. So before we get into the 3 key components of an effective visualization practice, I want to share a personal experience with you. Many personal experiences with you. I incorporated these 3 tools that I'm about to share with you when I was suffering from latent side effects of a bone marrow transplant. It's called graft versus host disease. So many people that have organ transplants or bone marrow transplant, they experience a phenomenon, a disease called graft versus host disease, where oftentimes if you have an organ transplant, the immune system attacks the organ because it doesn't recognize it as its own. In a bone marrow transplant case, you were given a new immune system. You were given new white blood cells and red blood cells from your donor. And so in my case, what happened was the new white blood cells, new red blood cells, they attacked my tissue. And so I incorporated these practices, and I began getting graft versus host disease right after my bone marrow transplant at 16. Once I learned how to effectively use these practices and I implemented them every single day, within a few months, the graft versus host disease that was constantly recurring, even though graft versus host disease oftentimes alleviates by about 5, sometimes longer years with bone marrow transplant recipients, within a few months, I stopped having the recurrence of graft versus host disease. The cells and my tissues became one, they unified. And so that's just one example for you. I have a lot of examples for you, but that was one very pertinent experience that I had, which made me realize the importance of visualization. And now you get to utilize these, so let's get to them. But before we do, I would be so grateful and appreciative if you hit that subscribe button down below so that we can continue on this journey of spiritual awakening and manifesting together. Before we start the visualization process, really quickly, all you do is you put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and you take 5 deep breaths into your heart. So you create this heart and mind, heart and brain coherence. Right? Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time. But you just put your hands on your heart, put 1 or 2, I like 2, and I close my eyes and I take 5 deep breaths. And I feel, as I breathe in, I feel the breath and I feel it moving into my heart, expanding my heart. And then I feel it relax. And I just do that 5 times. So it's going to develop this brain and heart coherence, and then it's going to impact the visualization even more. So let's get to that visualization practice. Without further ado, here are the secrets you've been looking for. Number 1, you create a clear image. We're going to dig more into this in a second. Number 2, feel the scene. We smell, we hear, we see, we touch. We use the sensation in the scene. Number 3, most powerful part of the process, feel the emotion in the scene. Feel the emotion as you are having the experience. These 3 together, we are creating, what we're doing with this whole process is simply aligning with what we've already asked for. Your inner being is already existing in the space, in the healing. Your inner being is already healed. Your inner being is experiencing reality from the vantage point of what you have asked for in regards to your healing. Your inner being is ultimately healthy. My example is my inner being's heart and lungs work in perfect condition. My inner being, every time they exercise, their heart feels wonderful, magical. The lungs expand freely, breathing in air perfectly, feeling full and healthy, vibrant, right? That's my inner being. They feel what I just said, vibrant, healthy, right? I'm feeling the emotion of what it is to be in that experience. And what helps me understand that is when I can picture myself touching, smelling, maybe tasting, hearing right? All of the characteristics of what it is I want to be experiencing. What this number 2 does, what these first two do, is they set a very clear signal out into the universe, into the ethers. They set a very clear signal. I want 126.4. That's the signal I'm sending out to the universe in these first two, right? That's my clear, concise, precise idea of what it is that I want. My favorite quote here is, if you don't know where you're going, any path will do. So we are choosing the direct path that we want to be on. And what we do with the feeling of the emotion, this is why I've already done a video right here about using the most powerful statement you could ask. How would I feel if my desire were present now? Right there, check that video out. How would I feel if my desire were present now? You put yourself into the emotion of the scene. Not only do I have this clear image, right? I have this clear signal of 124.6, I think I said, and I'm sending this signal out, bang, bang, bang. What I do with the emotion is I'm placing myself even stronger into this frequency range, because we're all vibration, everything is vibration. And therefore, the vibration that matches me comes right back in. The emotion is just telling us how connected, how aligned we are with our inner beings, or how misaligned, how far away we are from our inner beings. I did a video about that. Check that one out if you have questions on that. We'll get into that more later in more of these videos. But when we feel the emotion and we feel that joy, that excitement, that wonder, that enthusiasm, that bliss, what it means is that right now, based upon our emotional guidance system right there, check that out, I am in direct alignment with my inner being. I am on, my body right now is on 124.6. My inner being is at 124.6. And what happens? I hold to this vibration of 124.6. I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic. I'm curious. I'm looking for areas all over. I'm so excited. I can feel it in my body already. The manifestation has to show up. That is the law. That is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. Thoughts are things. That which is like unto itself is drawn. When you become the vibration in your body, I am sending out this magnetic signal, this biomagnetic frequency. The universe brings that which I am back to me. Wayne Dyer said, we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. We are becoming the frequency that our desire already resides on, and therefore it must show up into our experience. That is the law. If we ask for it, and we do these first two, we create a clear image. Beautiful. It's so good. Okay, we're moving upward. We're starting at 66.6. Nobody likes 66.6, so we'll just use that number for whatever reason. We're starting out here. We're not feeling super great, right? So that's my frequency range, 66.6. Hopefully we can see that. And I create this clear image. Okay, I'm moving upward. I'm moving upward. I feel the scene. I feel myself in the scene. Oh, I'm moving upward. I'm moving upward. I'm moving upward. But then, Mr. Stupid, as we say in the quantum healing hypnosis world, Dolores Cannon says, Mr. Stupid, our ego, the conscious mind, the rational mind, the logical mind, gets in the way and says, that's ridiculous. And what happens? That vibration lowers again. Why do we feel bad when we say that's ridiculous? Because, like I just said, our inner being is residing on 124.6. Your inner being, your soul, is living the experiences that you so deeply desire. All we have to do to manifest those things, bring those from the non-physical, from that vibrational reality, that more heightened vibrational reality, into our vibrational reality, is to align with the frequency range. You will see this as you feel more joyful in your life. You'll see, why are people so happy? Why do they always get good things? Right? The good get better. The worst get worse. The bad get worse. Right? People that are always complaining about their issues, tend to manifest those bad things in their life. People that feel victimized tend to get more victimizers into their experience. People that feel like victims and they're empowered tend to get experiences that make them feel empowered and victors. We are vibrational beings. We are vibration. We are spirit first and foremost. We are body secondarily. But the beauty of this experience is that we are not creating this reality. That is not our job. We are aligning with this reality, and we are allowing source energy, we're allowing spirit, we're allowing God to move through us into our reality, the things that we've asked for, because we are in alignment with those things. It's not our job to figure out the hows. It's our jobs to figure out the what? Clear image, clear scene. You can even figure out the why. Why do I want it? Because I know that it's going to be such a wonderful experience. Because I deserve this. That's why. Because I'm a child of God. Because I am an extension of spirit. I'm an extension of source energy. That's why you deserve it. And that, my friends, is the secret to an effective visualization process. I promise you this will work. It has worked for me so many times in my life. It has worked a lot with my health, as I expressed earlier, but it's caused me to manifest Shauna, my perfect woman. It's caused me to manifest the perfect job. It's caused me to manifest cars and this beautiful life that I live. But primarily, it's really affected my health. I heard a quote the other day, and I can't remember who it was, but they said, we typically have 999 problems in our lives, right? There's always issues. But as soon as we lose our health, we have one problem. So for me, when my health is in complete alignment, everything else falls into place. That's just for me. Hopefully it is for you too. But you can take this exact process and you can utilize it for money. You can utilize it for relationships, anything that you want, cars, houses. It will work. When you are on this vibrational frequency, when you are aligned with that vibration, which is your source, which is God, which is your inner being, these things must show up. That is the law. That is the promise. I appreciate you so much for watching. Thank you so much. As always, if you like this video, check this one out. I know that it'll really help you on your manifestational journey and your spiritual awakening journey. I want you to remember that you are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and you are worthy. That is the promise of your inner being through me to you. Okay? If you like this, I'd love to hear your feedback. I love when you guys give me your suggestions on what you like to do in your visualization processes and practices. So until our next video, be well, my friend. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye. You are powerful and supported.